The Clone Wars acted pretty much like a galactic civil war, splitting up the entire galaxy into two halves, among the Republic loyalists and the Separatists. Once the war became official, scores of Republic citizens fled to Separatist space to fight for their cause, ranging from everyday people to former Republic senators. Even some Jedi left the Republic and joined the Separatist alliance, for both political reasons and even to learn the dark side from Count Dooku himself. Such former Jedi that served Dooku were known as Dark Acolytes. So who were these Jedi? One of the first Jedi to join Dooku was Kadri. She was a Zabrak Jedi Knight who was assigned long-term missions in the Outer Rim. While in the Outer Rim, she found herself in the middle of the Separatist Crisis, which was a series of movements across multiple planets that sought to be free themselves from the Republic's corrupt grip and become independent. Supposedly, she herself was swayed by the cries of these people, as when the Jedi called her back to join them against the Separatists, she refused and abandoned the Jedi ways. She instead decided to join the enemy of the Jedi, Count Dooku, who happily welcomed her in his movement and made her one of the first Dark Acolytes. After being taught the dark side of the Force and constructing her red lightsaber, she became one of Dooku's trusted bodyguards. She didn't really do much, other than get killed by Quinlan Voss when he revealed to everyone present that he was an undercover Republic agent. Next is Tul Score. Like most Jedi, Score was taken in by the Jedi at a young age and was taught the ways of the Jedi. He eventually achieved the rank of Jedi Knight and was granted the title of General during the start of the Clone Wars. During one of his first missions during the Clone Wars, he was shot down in a dogfight and almost died on Korriban before being rescued by Count Dooku. Grateful for having his life saved, Score pledged his allegiance to Dooku and fell to the dark side after he was trained by the Sith Lord. After constructing his new red lightsaber, he served Dooku mostly as a bodyguard and as an assassin. He was sent on one mission to Korriban, along with Quinlan Voss to retrieve a Sith holocron, known as the Holocron of Heresies. Later, Score, along with Ventress, was assigned to kill Quinlan Voss due to his apparent failures. The two Dark Acolytes tracked Voss down, but were met with another Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. After many duels among the four, the two Jedi were able to escape. After his failure to kill Voss, Score was assigned to oversee a secret separatist project on Seleucami. During the Battle of Seleucami, Score was killed by Voss after the enraged Jedi force-pushed Score to his death. Next is Sora Bulk. He was a Jedi Master who was extremely talented with the lightsaber, being able to compete with even Mace Windu on some level. Because of this skill, he was one of the main lightsaber instructors in the Jedi Temple. Outside of his Jedi affairs, he grew to become disappointed with the Galactic Republic, frustrated with seeing it become consumed by corruption. When the time came, Bulk answered the call and joined the Jedi strike team to capture the Separatist leaders on Geonosis. Although he fought in the arena, he never fought in the battle that took place after, as his gunship was shot down before it had a chance to land. After the battle, the Jedi Order assumed he had died, so they left him. But he didn't die, and was found by Jedi Master Thuln, who took him along with him on a mission to confront Dooku. Although they both failed in defeating him, Dooku did have a chance to plant the seeds of dissent within Bulk by telling Bulk that the only way to end the corruption of the Republic was to have all the Jedi rule it, and that the Jedi Council was limiting the Order's potential by having it serve a corrupt Senate. Bulk agreed. Later he was saddened over the fact of learning how many of his former students had perished in the Battle of Geonosis, the battle that was instigated by the Jedi Council. When Bulk got back to Coruscant to drop off the injured Thuln, he then went on to create a splinter faction of Jedi who refused to fight in the Clone Wars, and basically refused to obey the Jedi Council's orders. The splinter faction was supported by Dooku, who then set up a plot to trick the Jedi into believing that Windu was a ruthless killer, by making it seem like he assassinated the dissident Jedi, to make it seem like the Jedi Council was being led by maniacs, and to encourage even more Jedi to leave the Order. This plot was supported by Bulk, who at that point joined Dooku, though the plot was uncovered and foiled by Windu and a few other Jedi, who had discovered Bulk's fall to the dark side and his allegiance to Dooku. Afterwards, Bulk became one of Dooku's most trusted allies, becoming the leader of the other dark side acolytes. On the other side of the galaxy, the Jedi Council was in shock to learn that one of their greatest lightsaber duelists would betray them, with even Mace Windu taking on some of the guilt, believing that him teaching Bulk Vapad played a role in his fall to the dark side. During the war, Bulk was given great power and responsibilities within the Confederacy, being given power to govern entire planets and execute leaders of planets that were a risk to the Separatists. Near the end of the war, he was given command of a secret Separatist project on Seleucami, known as the Shadow Army, which was the Separatists' attempt at creating their own clone army. During the Battle of Seleucami, Bulk was slain by Quinlan Voss in a duel. His body was later consumed by lava. The most famous Jedi to join Count Dooku was Asajj Ventress. Originally from Dathomir, Ventress was reluctantly sold as a slave in order to protect the Night Sister clan. After her slave master got killed during a raid by pirates, she was taken in by Jedi Knight Kai Narek, who taught her in the ways of the Force and made her his Jedi Padawan. Together they protected the town they lived in by continuous pirate raids, until one day Narek was killed in a skirmish. Her master's death made her snap and brutally slaughter all the pirates and eventually all the warlords they served, taking over the Outer Rim planet Ratatak and making it her own personal kingdom. Such anger from her master's death led her to the dark side. A few months after the Clone Wars began, Count Dooku started a search for an assassin to teach. He was brought to Ratatak by one of his contacts, who introduced him to Ventress. After impressing Dooku by eliminating all the gladiators in a gladiatorial arena, Ventress was taken in by the Sith Lord and taught the powers of the dark side, finally ending her training by giving her 2 curved red lightsabers. As a Separatist commander, she led many battles with the droid army and successfully killed multiple Jedi during her campaigns. Anakin Skywalker became her arch-nemesis. She dueled the talented Jedi multiple times, usually being overpowered by him and forced to retreat. But she did give him the scar over his eye, so she gained a point there between their rivalry. Her fate splits up into 2 parts among canon and legends. In canon, she was betrayed by Count Dooku and was forced to flee from battle. She made her way to the Night Sisters, and there she planned on killing Count Dooku, but she failed multiple times, both by being overpowered by the Sith Lord and later being betrayed by her secretly implanted ally Savage Opress, who turned on her during her duel against Dooku. After her failed assassination attempts and witnessing her people's massacre, she ditched her past life and joined the life of bounty hunters. She later helped Ahsoka Tano prove her innocence, and even helped the Jedi Council near the end of the Clone Wars, where she and Quinlan Voss went undercover to assassinate Count Dooku. They of course failed, but this time, Ventress was killed by Dooku, after sacrificing her life to save Voss, whom she fell in love with during their mission. She was then buried on Dathomir. In Legends, she remained as Dooku's servant up until the Battle of Boz-Pity, near the end of the war, where she was betrayed by Dooku, who used her as bait and shot her down, leaving her behind just so he could make his own escape. She barely survived, and after recovering she ordered herself to be transported as far away from galaxy affairs as possible. Her fate is currently unknown. Finally, we have Quinlan Voss, whose allegiance to Dooku is kind of all over the place in both canon and Legends. Initially, Quinlan Voss was a Jedi Master who typically underwent undercover missions for the Jedi Council. In canon, he was assigned a mission to assassinate Count Dooku. Early on, he met up with Asajj Ventress, who was a bounty hunter at the time, and he tried to learn her knowledge on Dooku's secrets and whereabouts. Later, he was taught the dark side of the Force by Ventress, as he believed that would be the only way he could defeat Dooku. During their company of each other, Ventress and Voss fell in love, but kept it hidden for the most part. When the time came, they both attempted to assassinate Dooku but failed, with Voss being captured by Dooku, while Ventress barely escaped. As a prisoner, Voss was tortured both physically and mentally by the Count, finally succumbing completely to the dark side. When Ventress attempted to rescue Voss, he attacked her, proving to her that he was truly gone. Secretly, Voss became Dooku's new right-hand man, taking on the public name as Admiral Enigma. Unaware of this, the Jedi set up a mission to rescue Voss from Admiral Enigma. Knowing this, Dooku set up a plot to deceive them by staging Voss as still a prisoner, while in fact he was loyal to Dooku. After being rescued, Voss was taken back to the Jedi Order and was believed to have been back to the light side. In reality, Voss was an undercover agent for Dooku, and he went on to undermine many missions for the Jedi. Suspecting him to be an undercover agent for Dooku, the Jedi Council sent Voss once again to assassinate Dooku, along with a few other Jedi to prove to them that he was still on their side. During the assassination mission, Ventress and Voss confronted Dooku, but were defeated by him, who took the life of Ventress right in front of Voss. Seeing his lover die, Voss used his newfound strength to beat Dooku, but spared his life, believing it wasn't the Jedi way to kill an unarmed prisoner. Dooku escaped, and the other Jedi that were with him suspected Voss spared Dooku because he was still his agent, so they took him in as a Republic prisoner. When taken before the Jedi Council, Voss confessed that he had fallen to the dark side, and all his questionable actions that he had done while undercover. The Jedi listened and took his honesty well, stating that they were at fault for giving him such a crude mission involving assassination, and that his fall to the dark side was partially their fault. Afterwards, Voss was allowed to rejoin the Jedi Order, where he led a few battles near the end of the Clone Wars. In Legends, Voss was instead given the task of going undercover behind enemy lines and setting up a secret spy network that would feed the Republic intelligence crucial information on their enemies' tactics and strategies. Eventually, Voss was able to infiltrate Count Dooku's inner circle, becoming a dark acolyte seeking to find the other Sith Lord. After Voss revealed himself as an undercover Republic agent and killed another dark acolyte by the name of Sei, he was captured by Dooku, who was able to bring Voss to the dark side. After his fall to the dark side, Voss was made into a trusted aide by Dooku, giving him a red lightsaber crystal from a Sith holocron he had retrieved earlier from Korriban. Knowing that Voss was still loyal to the Jedi, Dooku took advantage of this and sent Voss on a false assassination mission, making him believe he was killing the secret Sith Lord, while in reality, they were just Republic senators or other allies of the Republic. Despite his seeming loyalty to Dooku, Voss still went out of his way to save other Jedi in danger, as he did with Obi-Wan when he was hunted by Ventress and Score for his apparent failures. In the end, Voss revealed to Dooku on Seleucami that he had been a Jedi the entire time, and that the dark side had never fully taken him. Although he was unable to kill or capture Dooku, Voss was able to kill the other two Sith acolytes, Score and Bulk. After his undercover mission was finished, Voss returned to the Jedi, and later led his own battles near the end of the Clone Wars. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. And as always, may the Force be with you.